Hi, what up, everybody? Welcome back to episode three, BetterHelp for Heartfelt. I'm D.
I'm Chris right now.
And we back for wait, it's episode four. My fault. Episode four of
Episode four.
BetterHelp for Heartfelt. Bro.
Remember,
All right,
episode
so
two is exclusive. It's on the Patreon. You gotta watch that.
right. All right, so now we're continuing our conversation on testosterone, estrogen,
Yeah.
and what it does to the male and female body, in terms of relationships and things of that nature. My boy just left me. He coming back. But yeah, you could continue on that, my boy.
Yeah. So let's continue on. Should we start with the females first? Think
Mm,
should we give the females some insights on their on their estrogen levels?
I believe we left off on the females first. Yeah.
Yeah. This. All right. So yeah, we mentioned most of these things already, but difficulty sleeping. So they're probably not sleeping regular hours a night, and they're sleeping throughout the day. We spoke about that. Mood
Mm-hmm.
swings. You got a moody female. It's not that she's really a bad person. It's not really that she's immature, can't control her estrogen. I mean, all those things are applicable, yeah. But if
Mm-hmm.
you're gonna change somebody, right, you have to make that person willing to change.
Right. And most really are willing to.
No, yeah, especially women are like hard headed, so it's hard. So
Mm-hmm.
honestly, a woman has to be able to better her health. This is the point of estrogen and testosterone.
Mm-hmm.
The better you feel, the better you are. The better you are, the better things you're gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
You look good, you feel good. You feel good, you look good. You feel good, you do good. Where it all goes together. But again, women, you get a little belly fat as well.
Right.
If your estrogen is too high, this is another thing also. So too much estrogen for women is also not good because it causes the same difficulties that a woman has when she has low estrogen. So a woman has to be able to maintain homeostasis. Obviously, have higher amounts of estrogen than men, but she has to be able to maintain homeostasis, or she's going to receive the negative effects of too much, the negative effects of too little. Have to
Right.
maintain homeostasis. This is why you got to stop drinking. You got to get off the birth control, woman. You got to get off the birth control. If you didn't, birth control picks up your estrogen to high extents to stop um fertilization. So
Mm-hmm.
it kind of tricks your body into like thinking it's already pregnant. Like it's just like different ways to prevent you from getting pregnant.
But
Regardless, all
on
of it needs to boost your testosterone to high amounts, so you're gonna have higher estrogen. The
mm-hmm.
whole thing about women gaining weight on birth control, and people saying, "Oh, it's the woman's fault for eating too much." Her estrogen is high. Even if she's
Mm-hmm.
not eating too much, she's still gonna gain that. And she's gonna be moody. She's not gonna feel good. Look, stop putting these things into your body. Like
Right.
alcohol, this birth control. Stop putting it into your body. If you
Yeah, I
keep
could
doing
definitely
this,
say I could definitely say that birth control is definitely one of the one of the main factors in why um um weight gain in terms of female category is like high, especially in like this day and age, because it really just fucks up the what's it fucks up your system, bro. It really does.
yeah, bro. Like I, I can't even begin to explain the amount of women that think it's alright to do what they do, taking all these birth control things, putting all these harmful materials in their bodies.
But then again, I'm not one to really say what a woman should do with their body.
I'm not
So
saying what you should do with your body. I'm saying you should not be putting in like toxic things into your body. You shouldn't be harming your
right,
body.
right, right.
If you want to do what you want to do with your body. I mean, I'm all about. I'm not. Right now, we're all about boosting your hormones to be the better person that you are.
Right.
Your morals, your values obviously reflect off of that. But if your morals and values are where they at and you feel free, or you maybe you are a good person, maybe you just got a boyfriend, you know you're a loyal person, you got one boyfriend, you're not out here having a hot girl summer. And you just wanna be able to like take the birth control to enjoy it. I think it's better just to go with the condom. I think it's just better to
True.
go with the condom.
But
It
then
feels
again,
good, feels better, whatever. But your health is your wealth. You feel me?
mm-hmm,
You're nothing without your health.
yeah, sure.
That's all I gotta say. You're nothing without your health. So if your health isn't looking good, I'm put into factor. What's better, just
Mm-hmm.
wrapping it up, or
Or just having to go through all that shit.
and for
Yeah.
men, we need to work on homeostasis on testosterone. We spoke in the last episode. Too much
Mm-hmm.
testosterone is not good for the body, right? But too
Mm-hmm.
little is not good neither. Testosterone, especially if you're a young man, it helps in the development of your penile, your two egg
Mm-hmm.
sacs. You feel me?
Right.
You want a deeper voice? Your voice gets deeper during puberty when your testosterone is higher. You're working out. You want muscle size and strength? Boom. You want
Wow.
this? You want this shit? You want this shit? Yeah, you're a young 14-year-old beta male, right? Almost. Come on. You want this?
I'm
Gotta
talking
boost
to
your
y'all, bro.
testosterone. You gotta boost your testosterone. Maybe your girl says you're not doing it right in bed. Your sex drive, your libido, goes up. Same with
Mm-hmm.
women. Women need a certain amount of testosterone to get that sex drive going.
Right.
Para que lo da niema, you know what I'm saying? She gotta have a little testosterone too. This is why women, I don't know. I love women.
We
Take a
all do, bro.
take a moment to let that sink. I love women.
You really gotta appreciate them, bro, because they're really like the creators of
They're the
life,
base
bro.
of bro.
Creators of life, bro.
This is why God took them out the rib and he gave it to man. He was like, yo, you need this, my son.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I know that women nowadays are like loose cannons, lost control. And
Mm-hmm.
it's because of everything in this world right now. It's because of all the bad foods. It's because of all the bad habits that have been normalized. You
Also,
think
social media.
social media? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Social media made you woman lose
Mm-hmm.
all values, 100%. But here's a controversial topic. Here's a controversial topic. I know men are gonna hate me right now on this one because I'm the one that really speaks for men here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm speaking for men who want young, virtuous, moral women, right? What did I do? I kept myself a young virtual model. I got myself a virgin. It's not. I'm not saying I looked for a virgin. Like I just really fell for the person, and that was the benefit that I really appreciated, and I made sure
Right.
to keep with me, and I'm still keeping, right? So I'm one of those men that is advocating for you to find someone good for you, right?
Look,
But
I see
but
why you did that too. I see why you did that too because you really want a pure woman. You want a pure woman. You know what I'm saying?
every
And I'm
man
not
wants to show
saying
the woman the world, bro.
word. And I'm not saying like, she. I'm not worried about like body count, this, that, and the third. Like, do what you got to do with that. But like, personally, my preference is, you know what I'm saying? I would love myself a pure woman. I would love to
Your
settle
woman.
with a pure woman. You know what I'm
And
saying?
a lot of women say, "Oh, but you're insecure, bro." I'm insecure. all those women, all those women that are on those podcasts, on Fresh and Fit podcast, on
Hmm.
the whatever podcast, on the Full Send podcast, all those women that come up to the podcast and be like, "Oh, you're just insecure." Send those women to my Addy right now. Bring a freaking ruler. Bring a ruler right now. I whoop my shit right now out my pants. Put the ruler right next to it. Let's see who's insecure. Let's see who's insecure.
Yo.
I'm dead serious. I could speak.
Yo.
You want photos? We get photos. I got tons of them saved.
Yo.
Bro, when I hear women say, "Oh, you insecure," scratch that out the board. Scratch that out. Scratch that
Mm,
out, cause I could come with proof. I could come with mad proof, and bro. But that's what really gets me, because when I hear a woman say that, I'm like, "Oh, you just talking shit. You just talking shit. You just talking. This is what you feed yourself. This is what you
mm,
feed yourself, right? This is what you feed. Nah, I could really check that. But
mm.
this is the controversial topic, though. Let's go back on topic. I think I know social media ruined women, right? We lost a lot of morals and virtues.
Right.
But let's go back in time, right, where women were great. Women are still. I love women. Women
Women
are
are
still
still
great.
great.
Yeah, they're still great. But a lot of them need work. Even the ones that need work and are sticking through it, they're still good women, because they're not losing themselves even when they're low energy.
But
But I'm gonna say, before social media ruined women, men ruined women.
that's
I'm gonna
true.
say that. I'm gonna say that because you know what? All these men right now want a good, virtuous woman like back in the day, right?
Hmm.
But how were the men back in the day? You
They were,
men did not acknowledge the female.
a lot of men didn't even announce themselves. A lot of men were savages. A lot of them had animalistic, still had a lot of animalistic, what's it called? Ways in how they, maneuvered around these women. You know what I'm saying?
Not
A
even
great
that.
example. A great example. Uh, you know what I'm saying? It's amazing that you brought this up actually, because I don't know if you know about this, but there is actually a documentary coming about this thing down south called
Hmm.
Freaknik 94. A lot of women were assaulted, beaten,
That's crazy.
stripped, all of that, bro, all of that. And it
That's something
relates
I didn't
right.
hear.
It relates to exactly what we're talking about right now.
See that
Look
right
up
there?
Freaknik 94 and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. It's still going on today, but it was worse back then.
Nah, I gotta look into that. Actually, that's crazy though.
Mhm.
But I was talking not the animalistic behavior. That right there, 100%. I'm
Hmm.
talking about when the men were clueless. Let's go back to the 1960s. Not
Hmm.
too long ago. Not too long ago. 60 to
Hmm.
80s. Let's go 60 80s. A lot of women had great ideas. It
Right.
was like they were trying to get in their husband's lives. They were trying to put in some information. They were trying to get value. A lot of women wanted to start their own thing. A lot of women wanted to do their own thing. A lot of women wanted to learn and embrace themselves, become better themselves, open their mind and
Hmm.
learn and think for themselves. And all these men subjected themselves to a small thinking field. They said, no, you purely
Hmm.
clean, you purely cook, you purely watch the kids. I do the rest.
Hmm.
Oh, I was thinking about your business, honey. I think maybe you should try this approach. You're just a woman. You just focus on cooking clean.
Yeah.
That
That
was that
whole
not going on?
that whole mentality has been stuck in. It's still happening today.
Now, now watch this.
Hmm.
So now all these women want to be. They want to be independent. We got the feminists that saying, "Oh, I'm an independent, strong, free woman." No,
Right.
you lost all your morals and values, and now you think you're independent. But when you really need someone the most, when you really need protection, help, providing guidance, you come to the strong man.
Hmm.
I know you guys say you're feminist. I know you say independent, and I don't blame you guys because you guys took that route because of what the men did before. Now you
Right.
go back to the Bible. What does the Bible say? Oh, your woman is gonna be your best support, your best partner. Your wife is your right hand man. Wait, right hand man. Your wife, boom, stick to you like glue. That's why she came from your rib. She's right, your right hand man. And even in the Bible, it says she's gonna give you the best ideas, insights, and assistance.
Hmm.
So all those times, that woman back in the 60s to 80s was trying to help you, help you. She could have got you millions, tens of millions. Don't think
Right.
these women aren't smart. Women are smart. But I also don't believe that a woman should only be an entrepreneur, because you know what happened?
Right.
Back in the day, families were able to live off of one income.
Right.
Soon as these women became independent and started leaving the men, there was two incomes flowing in. So now it gave the government the ability to start. increasing the price of needs and wants
And
and
then
stuff
raising taxes and
and raising
things of that
taxes because
nature.
now they're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's not just one income per family. Now it's two incomes. Now we have double the work field, double the workers. So they
Right.
have to pick up this is why we suffer so much in inflation. We suffer so much in inflation because of the feminist movement. So a lot
Hmm.
of these feminist women don't have money no more. Like they're struggling, they're suffering, and they're like, oh, it's not equality that men are getting paid more. Men are suffering themselves and they're getting paid more because they're doing the more dangerous jobs.
Right.
So you to the men and women complaining, it's your fault. We're suffering inflation, times of inflation because of you guys.
Hmm.
This is all the 60s, 80s. I know it seemed like a perfect time, but the men were not ready to handle a woman of that high explicit nature at the time. We were not ready.
Hmm. Because they were still stuck in that mentality.
Yep, they were still stuck in the no. Whatever the guy says goes.
Hmm.
I look, you have to have balance, you have to have control. If you don't have
Hmm.
control, somebody has to lead, somebody has to guide. But you're not
Right.
gonna treat that woman like your daughter. You're
True.
not it's not your kid. It's not Daddy, I think you should add a spaceship to your rocket. Obviously, she's not coming to you with ideas like that. Women
Right.
are smart. This is why there's women entrepreneurs. But a woman entrepreneur can never make the business moves or make the business decisions. Can never present herself like a man. Okay, you want to name a couple women entrepreneurs? That's fine. What is that called? That's called exceptions. There's exceptions everywhere in society. That's why there's a couple animals that perceive higher on the mind scale than most of them in the species. That's why there's some human beings that are smarter than others.
Right.
Everybody is an exception. So don't start naming some women entrepreneurs to me that were able to do it all themselves and become a boss because that's their exceptions. Good for them.
Hmm.
I'm talking about the women entrepreneurs that cannot make it to the next level. You know why they can't make it to the next level? Because unfortunately, you need a man. And
Hmm.
to the men that can't make it to the next level, you know why you're not making it to the next level? Because you're closed minded and you're not willing to listen to the woman next to
Hmm. I think you could say the same thing about women too, because women also are very like they're also held back by the men and what they say about what they can and cannot do. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
you. Well, women, sorry to say this, but they try to prove themselves too much.
Hmm.
Oh,
They do.
they're like, oh, why can't a man sleep with a bunch of women and I can't sleep with a bunch of men? And what do? They lose their morals, they lose their values, and start sleeping with a bunch of men.
Right.
Now you just lost your own value in the market. And to be honest, there's always been prostitutes. There's always been bad women in the world. Again, those are the exceptions. We're talking
But
about
then
majority.
again, but then again, why would you stoop to their level? Why would you stoop to their level? You know what I'm
Why
saying?
would you stoop to the same level
Hmm.
of those women?
Hmm.
Come on.
Because that just shows how you really are. But that's just me.
Yeah, bro. Like, there's always gonna be exceptions. There's always gonna be some low value women. But to
Hmm.
high value women, protect your body. You don't want to do it. You're doing it because you think it's unfair that a man could do it. So find
Hmm.
yourself a man that has self control. There's lots of
Right.
men that have self control. Find
Hmm.
someone who can control himself. Because even in the Bible, it says to control yourself. And
Right.
it's all the men that say it's okay for you to cheat because you still love the woman. I agree that the mentality of it is true. Like the mentality wise is true. The action and the moral is untrue because
It's more.
that
Yeah.
means that you are weak. You're a weak man.
Hmm.
You wanna know how you're a
Hmm.
weak man? Because you cannot control
Control yourself.
your tus ganas, man. You can't control your your passion to do it. You cannot control it. You're so horny you can't control your hormones. You're
Hmm.
a weak man for cheating. You become a weak man at that point.
Hmm.
So to the great women that are out here now in this generation, love you guys. Salute to you, women. Came
Hmm.
from a great household, good for you. And then you came from like a lacking household and you still learned those good morals. God bless you. I love women. That's great to the women. To
Right.
all the women now, not gonna lie, you guys lost value. It's not the same anymore. And you're not coming to realization till you hit 30s and 40s, and all of a sudden the 30s and 40
Hmm.
year old women are trying to give insight to the young woman, and the
Right.
young woman don't want to listen. So now we got hot meals.
That's true. That's
Got hot
true.
meals now.
That's true. That's
And
true though. Because a lot of, you know what it is? You know what it is? A lot of older generation was on, and I hate to use it. A lot of older generation was on that shit, bro, and it carries out to the newer generation, to their kids, bro. Why do you think we have all these new female rappers that have so much sex appeal? Like, think about it, bro. Think about it.
most of these female rappers you're listening to have men. They have freaking men. Why are you listening to someone talking about being single out on the street and she's coming home to a dude? She probably
Mm-hmm.
listens to this nigga, bro. He probably he's probably like, yo, let me get some of that check because you my woman. You are putting yourself out there. And she's like, you
That's
got it, daddy. I'm talking your butt. I'm talking your butt on camera. This is your money too. You think your favorite OnlyFans girl does it on her own? Most OnlyFans girls pages are ran by their men.
mm-hmm.
Telling you, the decisions women cannot make. Women cannot make certain decisions and certain business boss moves because they don't have that capability. And men cannot overcome those plateaus because they don't have a woman's insight. This is why this all the men that are saying, I wish we had women back then, like the 60s and 80s. Do you? Are you really ready
Mm-hmm.
for that type of woman?
Yeah, because I feel like whenever they say that, they want to
We
have
weren't ready back
like
then.
like they want to have like full 100% control. Like
And that's what
no,
fucked it up. That's what fucked it
mm-hmm,
up.
mm-hmm,
You should have let
like
that woman be herself in your house.
mm-hmm,
Because you was able to protect her, you was able to not control her, but guide her.
correct.
But when you controlled her, she became like a pet, and she had
Mm-hmm,
no way of thinking. I'm not saying let the woman go out and do whatever she wants because that's not right either. That just shows there's no guidance and no control in the household, and
mm-hmm,
that's not right. There has to be guidance
mm-hmm,
control in the household. And I think even Andrew Tate said that if it's the woman that's providing and the woman that's making the big moves, and you're the man that can't do it himself, then you gotta follow that woman. He said it once. I forgot what video it was. He said it once, and he was like, if that's so, then you gotta follow the woman, but somebody has to lead.
that's true.
So nowadays we have guys being led by these women, and that's today's generation. But that applies to back then, the 60s and 80s. No, no, no. You want a woman from the 60s and 80s because you want to control her the way they controlled. That's how we lost them.
Mm-hmm,
Let's not lose them again. You get yourself a submissive woman like back then. You let her do what she want to do, and you protect and you guide. You take what she gives you.
mm-hmm,
You give her a home. You give her a house. She gives you a home.
mm-hmm.
You put
And
food in the fridge. She gives you meals.
that's another thing. That's another thing that these men of today don't even really understand. They don't even understand the term submissive. They think submissive means, oh, uh, I'm gonna fuck you whenever, let's fuck whenever we want. You got to do everything I say. No, bro. Submissive. Yes, you know what I'm saying. She's willing to do shit, but there are boundaries. You have to set them, and she has to set them for herself.
I feel like well, I would touch on that, but like I also don't want to touch
Hmm.
on that because it's like everybody has different boundaries, everybody has different expectations. So
That's true.
I can't really speak for everybody because of what a
That's
woman
true.
might agree with, another one, I can't
That's
really
true.
speak
That's
for a
true.
man's boundary because it's what a man wants or what a man needs. Everybody needs something
Facts.
different.
Hmm.
Somebody might need an emotional support. Somebody might need a physical support.
Right.
Somebody might feel good going home to a woman that massages him, or another one will come feel good going home to a woman that just listens to him.
Right.
So I can't really touch on that. But what I can say is if a man puts down respect and boundary rules, that
Hmm.
through submissiveness, that should be abided and followed. And if you disagree, you can always bring that up in a non-argumentative way, but you should follow those respect and boundaries.
Hmm.
You should trust his instinct because I'm not saying all men are good for you, but if you find a good man, if you find someone that genuinely loves you, listen and follow his respect and boundaries because he's gonna have your best interest at heart.
That's
Women
true.
always make the mistakes. Unfortunately, when they say, "Oh, I know what I'm doing," and they learn the hard way.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you don't agree, if he truly, genuinely loves you, just follow. Just follow, because this is your best interest at heart. And also, if he tells you, "I think you're wearing too much revealing clothes. Cover a little bit up when you go outside." I'm not saying be hot in the summer. Like you want to wear. I don't agree with too much revealing, but if you want to
Mm-hmm.
wear like, I'm cool with biker shorts, crop top. You want to wear that? That's fine. If I'm around. If not
Mm-hmm.
around, I'd rather you wear like a nice graphic tee and decent sized shorts so that you're safe. So
Mm-hmm.
when I'm around, you can be a little more comfortable so that you're safe. But you know why? I think the men are not wording it right. I'm gonna word it for you, man. All you niggas, shut up because y'all been saying it wrong all this time. BetterHelp for the Heartfelt is taking over. I'm gonna tell you how to word it. He's protecting you from being viewed with lust. You're being viewed with lust. I don't give a shit who looks at you. That's mine. That's mine. I don't care. You can look.
Mm-hmm.
You want to look. You can look because you're not having that.
Mm-hmm.
Insecure. You could look because you're not having that. It's all mine. But I don't want people looking because you're gonna be viewed with lust, viewed with horniness, viewed with men's negative energy. It's hot outside. You don't think a guy is hot. When a guy is hot, he's gonna get a little. He might be a little more into his hormones. He sees a nice little butt. He's like, viewed with lust. You're allowing negative energy to be attracted to you. You're allowing people to put all that bad energy to you, to look at you in a disgusting way. You're being
Mm-hmm.
viewed in a disgusting, this degrading way.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, men shouldn't look at you. I know men shouldn't look at you like that, but things like that happen naturally. Don't women do the same thing when a guy is shirtless in the summer?
Oh yeah, it's
Oh,
natural.
oh,
It's natural.
when is it? I mean, when you're in a relationship, when women's in a relationship, she would not look at somebody like that.
Mm-hmm.
I peeped that. I was like, I like that about women. But you don't think a woman doesn't look at a shirtless, muscular, built, six-pack guy walking down this beach? She'd be like, "Yo, Adonis! Oh my days!" Word. It happens everywhere. You're gonna get viewer lust unless there's a degrading, disgusting energy put onto somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Cover up a bit. If you want to be a little comfortable, there's always room for a little skin, a little comfortability when the guy's around because he's protecting.
Right.
And also, just the guy being around prevents more or less being put onto you because people are going to respect. And the ones that don't respect, they have no morals and values. They're still going to give you less, even if you're wearing a lot of clothes. Sometimes it's a sad world we live in. But
Most definitely, man. And niggas will never understand that. Niggas will never fully grasp that.
I wish back then in the 60s and 80s, when a woman wanted to help a man in his business or wanted to help a man in his work ethic, I wish they listened, bro, because we would still have amazing young women right now. I wish they'd be like, you know what, babe, let me try that because women are smart.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, you want to know how to get a nice little restaurant going? Well, where's the restaurant located? Oh, how many construction workers go? Construction workers always stop by to get some breakfast, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you realize I used to go to the delis before going to school. Construction workers always there, 6 a.m. They always
Mm-hmm.
grabbing coffee and a sandwich, a little
And
butter.
then they always looking at the females.
Gotta get female work. This is why you listen to a female. Oh, a female tells you how to speak in a business meeting or how to speak to your customers. A woman's like, hey, I think you should, back then in the 60s, I think you should be a little nicer, babe. You should speak to them a little more compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
And what would the men do? No, you don't know nothing. And then speak
Mm-hmm.
the aggressive manner that they always had and lose customers.
You're not helping yourself, bro. You're
They
not
should have
helping yourself.
listened, bro. They should have listened. I'm not gonna lie. We're the reason. our ancestors are the reason why we don't have good women today.
That's true. That's true.
Sad, bro. You gotta be willing to listen.
Mm,
I'm not gonna lie, I was always a willing to listen person. I think in my family was always a willing to listen person, but in my passed down, like from father's side, going to father,
mm,
aggression, attitude's always been a thing. Always been a thing. But also on
right.
my father's side, we always had high testosterone.
Right.
So I got a grandpa that kid at 80. I got a great grandpa kid at 70 something. We always had high testosterone. We was up there. Our
Hmm.
testosterone levels were high, and I'm right now experiencing that. I got high testosterone myself, naturally. Thank the Lord. To them,
Hmm.
aggression was always reflected back onto the families, and I'm trying to break that cycle. I'm trying to learn now to not. But yeah,
True. True.
but we ruined women in this generation. This generation, we hate them. They're incompetent and learn. They don't want to learn and be better people. They don't want to accept that they're wrong when they're wrong.
Hmm.
But we made them that way. We made them
That's
that way.
true. That's true.
And when you see
And
a good woman today, remember this podcast and appreciate that woman. When you hear
appreciate
a
it.
woman advocating for men, a woman, what's that woman? You got Layla, what's it called? Ah, let me name these famous women that you guys should be advocating to, like listening to. These are great women to listen. Okay, you got Pearl. You guys know Pearl, the one with the podcast. You know Pearl?
Mm-mm.
Pearl Davis. You don't know her?
Nah.
Ah, great woman. She advocates for men right now.
Hmm.
She advocates for men right now. She talks about the injustice of men in today's age and how women don't have value and stuff like that. Right? A lot of
Hmm.
women use social media for attention. It's disgusting. Pearl, we gotta give props to Pearl. I don't really know this girl's name. It's Layla Sun. Hold on, guys. I'm gonna find it right now. These are great people you should listen to. All right, here, Layla Helprin. About listen to her. There's even people that what's that son and mother that react to videos of Andrew Tate? Watch her. That mother gives great insights on old school values. Watch her. You women need to better your morals and values and better your estrogen and health, your sleep, everything. And
Hmm.
watch how much the world opens up to you. Better your moral values, better your health, and all these things. Maintain your perfect estrogen levels. The world's a new world.
Most definitely, bro.
All right, bro. I think that kind of sums up for today's topic.
Word. So I guess we can wrap this up. This is episode 4. That health and heartfelt. We out. Peace. Gangsta.